Good afternoon. My name is James McNeany, and I'm very blessed and honored to serve as principal of St. Theodore Guerin High School. On behalf of all of the faculty and staff, I would like to welcome everyone to the 10th commencement exercises of this school to recognize the class of 2016. We are so happy that so many people were able to join us today to honor this great senior class. I would like to recognize the people on stage with me this afternoon. Our special guests include Most Reverend William Higgy, Bishop Emeritus of the Diocese of Lafayette in Indiana, Dr. Marie Williams, Superintendent of Schools for the Diocese of Lafayette in Indiana, Mr. Joseph Santucci, Presiding Officer of the School Governing Board. Staff members include Deacon Paul Lunsford, President of Guerin Catholic High School, Father Thomas Hahn, Chaplain, Dr. Peg Dispensary, Assistant Principal and Director of Academics, Mr. Martin Kirkwood, Director of Guidance, and Mrs. Leona Cianello, Registrar. I'm very honored to be able to share a few thoughts with you today. Soon to be graduates of Guerin Catholic, I hope you are having a super Sunday. I first of all want to let you know how proud of you that I am. Each one of you chose to come to Guerin Catholic for different reasons. Maybe it was because you wanted a well-rounding and challenging academic curriculum that prepared you to study for college. Maybe you wanted to deepen your faith at a Catholic high school. Maybe you attended one of our all-school masses and were simply inspired. Maybe you heard our choir and you knew that you wanted to be a part of one of Mr. DeRay's groups. Maybe you attended a game and knew you wanted the opportunity to play for the purple and gold. Maybe your best friend was coming here. Or maybe your parents just made you come because your brother and sister came here before you. No matter how your journey began, God called you to this high school. It doesn't matter whether you spend all 4 years here or whether you spent just a few. You are about to be a Golden Eagle graduate in the class of 2016. You will always share that lifelong common bond with these brothers and sisters. I'm not the only one here that's proud of you. Your teachers and our faculty are very proud of this accomplishment. Sure, you may know that about your teachers that you had this year as seniors, but you'll notice that there are more than just senior teachers here today. Each teacher that played even a small part in your education is celebrating with you. I know we even have a few of your middle school and elementary teachers here as well. They are all so very proud of you. In addition to your teachers and classmates, your parents are also proud of you. You will probably not understand for many years exactly what today means to them. They have loved you through your successes, and they have loved you through your mistakes. That's what parents do. They love you unconditionally. One of my favorite moments of our baccalaureate mass is when you present your parents with that rose, and the thank you, and the hug, and the I love you that goes with it. May you never forget to thank your parents for their love and support, even in those moments where you might not fully appreciate it. I know as a parent that each milestone my kids celebrate causes me to pause and remember and reflect on all the ones that led up to that point. And so it is with your parents today. Those picture boards that they've been putting together have brought back 18 years of wonderful memories. Your birth, your first steps, first day of kindergarten, first ball game, first concert, first day of high school. These are all being replayed in your parents' minds as they look at you today. This may invoke things like tears and hugs and long, loving stares followed by tears and hugs. That's okay. Just smile and hug them in the return. That's all they want from you. They cannot believe how fast these 18 years have gone. This day and this ceremony represent a wide range of emotions for them. To the parents of the class of 2016, thank you. Catholic schools recognize parents as the primary educators of their children, so congratulations to you on this accomplishment. They could not have done it without you. Whether you chose Catholic education for all 13 years or Guerin Catholic was your first experience in Catholic schools, thank you for choosing a Catholic education, and thank you for trusting us with your most precious gift in the world. Graduates, you are receiving today a diploma from St. Theodore Guerin High School. You are a very select group, as you will be one of less than 1,800 young men and women to hold such a diploma. The piece of paper is not as important as is the Catholic foundation that you've received. You've received some great advice these last 2 weeks. At your last all-school mass, Father Hahn taught you the danger of narcissism and that the goal of college is not to find yourself, but rather we only find our true selves by looking at our lives through Jesus Christ. Later that day, Coach Dilly explained that you have never been and never will be alone. You are always part of something bigger, always part of a team. Your friends, your family, your church, your God. Thursday morning, Mr. Du Bois had a great quote for you. Going to college to train for a job is like going to church to meet friends. You would be missing the point. During this next journey, you will not just grow in knowledge, but also as a friend, as a person, and as a Christian. Thursday evening, Deacon Paul spoke during his homily of how we should never stop asking ourselves the question, what is God calling me to do with my life? You have heard this question asked of you often here at Guerin Catholic. May you continue to ask it of yourselves forever. I'm sure you've heard a great deal of advice beyond just these 4 people that I mentioned during the last 4 years. You've had people surrounding you that have held you accountable for going to class, meeting deadlines, getting involved, getting your service hours in, going to Mass, and just making good choices. There were immediate consequences if these things did not happen. You may or may not have appreciated that. But please know that every time your parents, your teachers, maybe an administrator, or your friends called you out and held you accountable, or gave you advice, or made you recite the honor statement in the morning, it was because they loved you. The responsibility now falls on you to hold yourselves accountable. My advice is to recognize you still need help. Surround yourself with people who will call you out if you get too far down the wrong path. Check in regularly with your parents. They will love it if you call them. And it bears repeating, even though you've heard it plenty of times. Become active in your campus church. And may you never forget that there is one group that you can always fall back on if you need to refocus or find yourself in Jesus Christ. And that is your Guerin Catholic family. God will always be there in this community of fellow graduates and lifelong friends that you have made at St. Theodore Guerin High School. Congratulations to the class of 2016. May God bless you all, and may you be constant reminders to one another that God is with you every step of the way. Thank you.